This is just a quick video tutorial. It's going to be a quick tutorial as to what you should expect to see going on for a Google Classroom, how to go about uploading work for Google Classroom. All right. First things first, you would want to have your um, lesson plan open up, and you would want to have your Google document open, right? Um, So what you do to upload work, you will need to work in collaboration with your links that you have already established. But the first thing I want you guys to do is that whenever you're on a class, if you're taking, for example, Bible, you would therefore need to send me an invitation to be part of your class as a secondary teacher so that I can be able to monitor how you go about doing your Google Classroom. All right. Let's see if I can do that. Okay, once I'm here, you go to people. When you go to people, you notice you have teachers. So you're gonna be adding this little icon here. You're gonna clicking that, and you will therefore type in the email. My email address will definitely pop up, or a suggestion. Okay, a suggestion will pop up, and you can always click my name, and I will be able to have access to your Google Classroom to see what you're doing in Google Classroom. All right, so let's get at it. I'm gonna go to the classwork section. Okay, if you notice, I've already labeled mine for the first day. I've scheduled it. They haven't seen it as yet, but it is scheduled. And like I said, this is material. These are tasks that they need to do for the day. Okay, I am going over this side. If you notice, I have Tuesday is another activity. I go here to my activities. It says students will be asked to define the word faith. All right, so what basically would want to do, um, okay, so you would want to establish how to go about putting your task. So introduction. All right. If you notice, I don't have it labeled as introduction. I just simply put it as an activity. The question activities are basically the ones that we normally do for a introduction. If you want to say for introduction, let me give an example. Okay, I'm gonna go here, create. I'm gonna add a let's add question. I don't need to upload the material because it's in the same material that I'm using throughout the week. All right, so that's basically a reason why I will not put material repeatedly. So I'm gonna go to the question, and I'll go up on the where it says a after reading story. Let me see. All right, students will ask what the word fit means. So I'm gonna put the question here. What do you? Sorry, let me correction that one here. How would you? Okay, how would you define the word fit? All right. Again, I put my category. There's different categories, but I if I don't want it to be graded, I simply put here ungraded because it's introduction, so I don't really need to. Um, it's gonna be for the 14. Okay, and I'm gonna put this as 1.2 because this is the first week of the second day. All right, I can label it that way so I can be able to keep track as to the weeks as I go about doing days and weeks and so on. All right, so they don't all right, put the instruction here. Okay, I put my topic. I'm still under this one here, week 1. All right, so I simply put I schedule it. If you notice, there's an option that says schedule, and I'm gonna, okay, no category selected. Okay, I'm gonna put this as a assignment, right? It's a task. Schedule it now. Okay, this is for the 13th. I'm gonna put this for the 14th, which is Tuesday. Same time at 8 o'clock, and I've scheduled that one. Notice I have scheduled it 1.2. I can always bring it down so I can keep the order as I go. And I have that 1.2. Right, so I can keep track. This is day one, day two, right? So that's how I go about uploading that particular one for introduction. Now my task now is for them to students to given a short scenario on faith, and they would respond in the form of a video, a short video. All right. There is a young man who is desperate, needs money. All right. So I'm gonna put this same scenario up here. So you're gonna be saying, well, how would they do that? Well, I go again, and this time I'm gonna be creating assignment. All right, and I'm gonna put here faith, or I can put the title of my assignment, which is check this, Father in heaven. Right, and I'm gonna be putting this as 1.2 because this is second day. You don't need to put the decimal or whatever. This is just my personal sake, so I don't get confused in regards to what I'm doing, right? So okay, so I will therefore put the instruction here, and I put this here. I reword it in Google Classroom. Okay, I'm gonna put this here. Put this up here on this side. Paste it, right? And at the bottom, all right? And now I put this as my question. Bold that, right? And I put my category. I'm gonna put this as an assignment. It's gonna be graded. I'm gonna put my due date once again, and it's gonna be for the 14th, which is Tuesday. Time under the same topic that we're dealing with for week one. All right, so they are gonna be recording whichever way they want to do. They can always use the Google platform to record, or they can simply videotape themselves on a regular phone and then just upload the video by using the upload file here. Okay, so we're not gonna be scheduling it because this is gonna be for the 14th. So I'm gonna schedule it for the 14th, which was Tuesday, and at the same time, and my I have my 2 days already there set aside for that. If you notice, I can simply click and drag until I fit it there. So I already have uploaded 2 days for Bible already. Okay. Um, okay, so I have another task, which is this one here, which is number we're still not finished because I need to finish up um what it says here. And I'm also by my last one for day one. I haven't done it as yet because this is going to go on a this is a story assignment, which is going to be basically a quiz, right? In Google. Well, not a quiz, but it's an activity as a quiz, right? Um, so students will be putting the story innocence on the main moral of the story, which is also found in the material. So I'm going to put that as my third activity to finish off that particular day, which is going to be day 2. And I'm going to put that here as an assignment as well. Okay. And depending on which one you want to do, for example, if you want to grade both of them, I have no problem. You can always do so. But there are other activities that are going to be appearing to be ungraded as you go along. So it depends on how you want to create that. All right. So for this one here, you will want to allow students to put an end to the story and add and what is the meaning of the story. So I'm going to put that there. All right. I'm going to put there, put an ending the week of how the story would end and the main meaning or idea of the story. And again, we're still dealing with the topic here. I'm going to highlight this topic. I'm going to come back again here and I'm going to type in that, and bear in mind that this is going to be 1.2 because it's the same activity we're dealing with. I'm going to put this as a assignment and I'm not quizzing it as yet. My due date is going to be for the 14th. Time is the same under the same topic for the week. All right. So what they would be doing to respond to this, they would type Word document. And also in the video tutorial, I'll be sending to students as to how to go about typing the assignment in Google Docs so they can be able to submit a summary typewritten. That would also be available to you guys. If I'm mistaken, I believe I sent a YouTube video that will explain how to go about doing certain assignments. All right, so look forward for that. And this is how you go about separating the different tasks for the different class. So I hope that this video tutorial will serve as a help and as a guide as to how go about uploading your work from this. Now you might be asking, all right, so how do I about doing the math then? Well, the math follows a similar pattern. All right, in mathematics, it follows a simpler pattern. Your activities need to be as relevant. Let's say you're using a live worksheets link. So I would therefore look for my link and I put it up, and they will be able to do that task as you go along and follow the same category by putting the if it's graded or ungraded, etc. And always remember to schedule it. Now, if you're delayed and let's say you're doing it on a Sunday or you're doing it on the same day of the week, Monday, Tuesday, or so on, you can always just put assign and it will be available to you in order for you to do that. All right, so for the inside this one here, I'm going to be scheduling it and I'll be putting it for the 14th as well because it's my final activity for that particular um, activity. All right, so I'm going to pick this, I'm going to drag it down, and I have my activities there for the week already. If you notice, I have when tomorrow at 8 o'clock, therefore this will be on. All right, this is a draft, by the way. We'll be saying, but let's see what this is. So this is basically, if you notice, I had here on day 1, they were to answer 10 multiple choice questions from the reading. All right, that is here. That is done here in this Google Forms that Google Classroom already comes along with it, and that will help you to be able to how to go about putting in your questions as you go along. All right, and then you can always put it in form of a quiz, and then that will eventually turn it into a quiz document. But it's not actually, if you don't want to grade it as a quiz, it's optional. All right. So that's basically it, folks. This is the work that has been how to go about uploading work from your lesson plan to Google Classroom. So remember, I give the recommendation to some of you guys in regards to certain activities. Certain activities that you may have in your lesson plan might be not will not be relevant to how to go about putting it into Google Classroom. So you would have to like kind of like restructure that activity so you can be able to lend itself to something similar as to what you have seen. Right? I will be doing another video tutorial to go about doing the math, so you don't have to be watching this entire video, a whole hour and a half video. So I'm going to be putting it in portions so you guys can be able to see how to go about doing that. All right. So I hope this serves as an example for Bible. The mathematics, once you have seen the mathematics, you're going to understand that all of the other subject will follow similar things to mathematics, since that you have live worksheets and other the online activities that you would want to do. All right. So thank you very much for your time, and I hope this served as a great reminder for you. All right. Thank you.